now to get into the discussion of the Asian male in the U.S. and how that's changed
Let's
since
talk on that.
when we grew up.
Yeah.
Right. So, we were very marginalized as Asian men when I was in high school.
Yeah.
There was no one on movie billboards, no one in news. We weren't seen as attractive by the opposite race of any race, white, black, Latino, anyone. But, after being in China for a few years, I all of a sudden come back and things have changed.
Things are different now, bro.
Things have changed, right? We're looked at more as sex symbols now. You see like a lot of K-pop stars. It maybe started with Big Bang or right after that, like BTS.
BTS, definitely.
And then that kind of changed everything pretty much. And then you had the Simu Lius and the more representation in Hollywood that have made Asian men more desirable in the dating circles than anything. And but I saw an interesting video that went viral of this girl who went to Korea looking for a husband or a boyfriend, and realizing that the people on the street there didn't look like
K-pop boys.
The K-pop boys, right? Like, and then she was very upset, and people were trying to say she was racist for it, etc. But she's like, no, I love Asian men. I'm not racist. This is what I'm going to seek for. So first of all, what are your thoughts on that?
Yeah, I mean, man, what a time it is. Like, dude, it's really funny because I think like 10 years ago, right? You talk about like, oh, Asian men aren't desirable, or hey, we're portrayed this way, and everyone was like, yeah. You say that now, and I think Gen Z kids don't relate.
Yeah.
They don't remember a time when BTS wasn't the biggest thing.
Yeah.
They don't remember a time when Asian fashion or Asian cultures, right?
Yeah.
Japan, Korea wasn't cool. And you know what? I'd say like it goes back to this question of what's real life? What is real life like versus social media and entertainment?
Okay, right.
Because people, I mean, honestly, I've felt for a long time like it's kind of gross to expect real people around you to look like that movie star or that adult film actor or that, that athlete.
Athlete, yeah.
Yeah, because real people aren't like that. People don't understand. This country and maybe the world, but especially America, lacks the media literacy to understand that real life isn't like the movies.
All right, so let me frame the question like this. Asian fever has exists in society for quite a long time, right? But it's usually been towards Asian women.
Yes.
Right? And we've seen that in movies. We've seen that in real life. We've seen that in jokes, whatnot. And I've always had an issue with it, right? The fetishizing of our women.
Yeah.
And looking them as subservient, docile.
It's gross.
Right? It's disgusting. But now that Asian men have been fetishized, I'm kind of, is that wrong? Is that wrong with me to feel that way? Or is it because, the pendulum is finally switching a little bit? It's like, okay, I'll take it. And should I have not been so against the fetishizing of Asian women? Like, is the fetishizing of Asian men a net positive?
That's a hard question to answer. So this is the thing. I think, okay, first and foremost, there's a power dynamic here.
Okay.
Right? Because our society, many societies, maybe the world throughout history, generally is pretty male orientated.
Okay.
Right? Like, we know this. Women still make 70 cents to the dollar.
Okay.
Versus men.
Okay.
So I think that sexual interest and fetishization, you've always got to view it through that lens. When a man fetishizes a woman, there's potential violence. There's potential... There's a lot of very negative social consequences that can come from that. When a woman fetishizes a man, it's gonna be different. generally speaking, if a woman is horny for a dude and he says no, what's the worst thing that's going to happen to him?
Right.
Right. Versus if a man is horny for a woman and she says no.
Okay.
We know. A lot of us know. And if you don't know, ask friends what can happen to them.
Okay.
Right. So I think that there's already that difference in that dynamic where, you know, if some chick is into you because you're Asian and she comes up and she's hitting on you and you're not into it, you can say no and you move on.
Right.
Versus a woman, an Asian woman, any of our sisters or our friends or our cousins, if they get hit on by a dude and she turns him down, the consequences are drastically different.
Right.
With that said, I do think, I'm off the market. I'm happy.
Yeah, so am I.
Right? We're very happy with our partners.
Married, yes, very happy. Yes, married. Yes.
I do think that there's ways that I don't even know if I want to call it fetishization. It might just be seeing Asian dudes as dudes.
Okay,
right. I might even say this isn't
as masculine.
This isn't the fetishization of Asian men. This is the humanization of Asian men.
Okay, I like that.
Right?
I like that.
I think a lot of the time, Asian men have been seen as lesser than.
Right.
Not asexual, emasculated. They're not men. They just exist. And now what's happening is people, women, many women, some gay men, other people, whatever, are realizing that Asian men are men in all the ways that it means to be men.
Right.
And I think that is a great thing. That's super exciting. If
you know, I'm really interested to see what our female viewers and what they think about this, because, you know, for a time, a lot of Asian men were like, you know, I hate the fact they're fetishizing our women. I hate the fact that, you know, these women are even falling prey to these type of stereotypes, or they're swinging that way. Now, I'm wondering if Asian women feel the same way about us now. Like if they see more of us with white people or Latinos or whoever, black people, whatever it is, do they feel like, oh, they're stealing our men? Or do they, you know, or they feel like, oh, this is great. It's coming back the other way. Yeah. And on top of that, I know a lot of Asian women who say, I'll never date an Asian guy. You know, and that always pisses me off. Like,
I mean,
to the nth degree.
You know what? The funny thing is, for me, this is how I feel about race and dating, period. If somebody's like, yo, I wouldn't date that person. Yeah. It's like, great. Now that's another racist that I don't have to worry about trying to hit on. Right. You know, you make it clear that you're racist. Great. That helps me because that's something that I don't want in a partner.